Hello, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel. This is a little informal chat on the Let's Chat playlist of the channel. And it's simply, I was thinking a lot about friendship and how important it is to us. And, while this is up, I'm probably will be away with my female friend Novice up north on a beach somewhere, thoroughly enjoying myself. And that's a friendship that is there and gives me so much pleasure. Uh, and I have so many friends in my life that it's enjoyable to me, and I feel very supported. But there are times in my life it didn't feel that way. I've always been very open to friendship, in that I feel that you can't really put up barriers. Anybody that comes into your life could turn out to be your best friend. Other people that seem to be friends might only be there to help you through a certain season in your life. It's like when we hear the thing, people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or life. Some friends are there for a reason. They're there to maybe get us over a hurdle, or they're there to show us how to go over a hurdle. They're there to maybe teach us something about friendship, about being more open, or about not trusting the wrong people, etc. People that are there for a season can be with us when, the kind of chunks of friends that you get, like if you've got a toddler in a buggy and you go to, like baby classes or tumble tots, you can meet friends there, and they'll be friends maybe up through the first 3 years in school, and, and as kids grow up a wee bit. But after a while, the friendship may drift, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been important. That doesn't mean that they haven't been a good friend to you and you haven't been a good friend to them. So there are people that are there for a season in friendship. Where it's important in friendship is to know when to let go, because if friendships have sort of gone to their full course and you try and keep them, that's when they become negative, and that's when we can see things in arguments, and then you lose friendships in a bad way. Whereas if it just been let drift, there would have been no bad feelings. So know when to let people into your life, but also know when to let it just drift. Okay, you'll know the ones that shouldn't drift, because they're the people that should be there for life. And even if they come in halfway through your life, or near the end of your life, or right at the beginning of your life, they'll kind of never go away. And I've got a few friends that just never go away, and I'm very, very glad of that. There are friendships that you maybe won't see the person for a year, 2 years, but the minute you connect again, it's back, and they are the beautiful lifetime friendships. Even though you may not see them or hear from them for a long time, you know a life friendship when it just picks up from where it was, even if there's a big gap. And that's a lovely type of friendship to have. One of the reasons that I was thinking of friendships is, over the last few weeks, I've had a few people coming for readings, and whether it's been on Skype or MP3, some have said, I don't feel as though I've got friends. How do I make friends? And it got me thinking, because I'm really, really blessed with my friends, but I see so many people as friends that maybe other people wouldn't see as friendships. So let me just talk about that. I have my husband, who's a lovely friend to me, and I can tell him lots and lots of things. I have my wee sis, who I could tell anything to. And I also have my two daughters, who are best friends. So yes, they are my daughters, but they are also my friends. And some people, when I ask them, well, do you have family? And if they get on with their family and they've got, good sort of daughters and sons and sisters, they don't really say they're friends, but they are. Just because they're family members doesn't mean that they're not your friends. So add that in initially, and you might think, well, yeah, I thought I had no friends, but there's three, or there's four. So I've got like my sort of close husband, daughters, sister, connections with brothers, connections with nieces and nephews, and they're all my friends too. So that's the first layer. And then I have good friends that I've maybe met in various areas of my life that are strong friends that I know that I could talk to or could rely on to help me in any way. And I would say there's just a few of them, but that's all I need. And then we've got the lovely outer circle of friends, which are people that have become friends and through being acquaintances, and the acquaintance could have come through doing readings for them, and maybe having them come every year for 20 years, they do become friends, and you do become friendly with their lives. And I do feel the friendship. It's not that it's false. I do genuinely want to know that that person is doing well, and could I help them if there's a problem? Could we discuss things? So I am lucky in that I have a big client base, and quite a few of them have become actually very good friends. And then there's the level of friends I've never met, that I've met online through my Facebook page, and more so through YouTube as well, coming on. These are people that you connect with, and you may never meet them, but the depth of friendship can be very, very intense. So, and then I've, people that I would meet in the street that I wouldn't necessarily call friends, but I would say, well, that's a neighbour along the road, and we'll say hello to one another. And I don't think if something were wrong, then they would help out and I would help them. That's friendship. So for people that say, I don't have any friends, first thing, please sit back and actually have a wee count of how many people you're labelling as family, as a neighbour, as a workmate. And really, if you think of it, they are actually your friends, okay? But generally, there's a few people, and there's times in our life where we feel we don't have the friendship that we need, or we don't have the type of friends we need. And that can make us feel very lonely and very isolated. And that is a problem in society at the moment, particularly with older people who are becoming more isolated. So if you're in that position, what can you do? Because you can't wait on friendship coming to you. There's got to be the sense of you putting yourself out there. And sometimes a lack of confidence can stop that. But if you put that in perspective, are you really going to let your own confidence levels keep you isolated? Because that would be truly wrong. So take a big deep breath and move out of your isolation. You may think, well, how do I do that? It's about, think of yourself as a little fish swimming in a little pond. And that pond might not have too many people in it, but there's a pond just next to you. Say that's the pond of a social circle at a church, and there could be a pond of a forum or a group on the internet. And then there's another pond maybe that could be people at a gym or a swimming pool. And then there could be another pond, maybe a readers group going on. Now, if you're swimming in your little pond, but you don't choose to jump into another pond, then the chances are that the little fish, the other people in the other ponds, aren't really going to jump into your pond, okay? You have to jump into theirs. And when you jump into a new pond, the first thing you feel is, oh my God, I don't know anybody, I'm out of my depth here, and oh, why did I do this? But I generally find that people are good, and when a new person comes into an established situation, most people will make room for them. Most people will say, oh, here's a newbie and they don't know what's on, let me help them. And so that's then you on the road to making some new friends. So the first thing I would say is you have to jump out of your own wee pond. So sometimes you might want to use a confidence crystal for that, and I like citrine for that. I also like hematite if you're very, very, very agitated in sort of new company. So how do you make friends? First thing, you have to look at where the ponds are, and if it's a pond you want to jump into. Now, when I gave up pharmacy to come and do clairvoyance full time, and that is 20 years ago. Oh my God, 20 years ago in October. Oh my God, 20 years. No wonder I've got wrinkles. But anyway, when I gave up pharmacy, I didn't really see my pharmacy friends after that. I think some of them were so horrified that I'd given up a kind of professional career to go and be a fortune teller. As such, I always say clairvoyant. So I lost a lot of friends. There was a few that came with me that were quite spiritual, and we'd enjoyed that sort of more spiritual connection, even though we were in maybe a branch together or whatever. And they came with me, but I lost masses of fellow managers, people that I worked with. So I started off fresh, and I really wanted to bring in clientele, which was important to make money because I'd just given up a well-paying career. And I also resolved to be very open. I'm not a person that keeps clients at arm's length, and that can be a problem sometimes, but I'm very open to letting people in, because I just feel that gives a better relationship. So I was open to clients becoming acquaintances, and then if it were necessary and the universe wanted it, to become friends. So I went into it with, right, I've lost one big group of friends. It's a new pond. I'm in this new pond. I don't know many people in that new pond. So I'll go about my work. And I'll be open. I set up like workshops, and I set up psychic development nights and whatever. And a few people that come through, even that first year, very much are long-term friends now. And we have so many memories, even of that first psychic development circle, because it was bonkers. But they're good friends, and although they'll maybe have readings, they'll still be welcome to come for a wee coffee and stuff like that. So through that, things grew. I would say that's where a lot of spiritual friendships came from, and I'm so glad of that because that's very supportive. When I started online with Facebook and YouTube, I wanted to set up a wee community as well of those friends that I already had. And what has been beautiful for me is to see those people from various parts of the world or the country starting to interact with one another. And I can sit back now and I can see the friendships working between various people that have found out they have something in common, whether it be an illness, whether it be a child with autism, whether it's whatever. I look at my Colette Clairvoyant Facebook page and my YouTube, and I see friendships that have come because of that page or this channel, and that's wonderful. Those people have jumped into my pond and then they've made friends there, but they had to jump in. Do you see what I mean? They had to join that channel, they had to join that Facebook page. I couldn't grab them and just say, you do this. It's all about free choice. So that's lovely for me, seeing these friendships and being able to think, had a wee part in that, although the universe will probably say, well, it was kind of, it was on the cards anyway. So, but thumbs up to the universe, thumbs up to me as well. A wee bit of ego in there. So anyway, so back to the friendship thing. So if you see what I mean, people are jumping into ponds and meeting other people. Sorry for kind of this sort of analogy of a fish, but basically it's the one that I've worked with and told my daughters about from they were young, that they had to jump into other ponds and they had to find their true pond. Because if you're swimming in a pond of, say, accountants in an accountancy office, and you really are a fish that wants to do astrology and be a carer or this, that, next thing, you'll need friends in the other pond. The friendships you have might be good for a reason or a season, but they'll not support you. Just like when I moved from pharmacy to clairvoyance, my pharmacy friends didn't really come with me or support me. So if you're in a situation where you've got one group of friends and they're not really you anymore, because people do change, people don't have to stick with the same job or the same career or the same friends for life, you change, and then you think, well, I've changed, they're not really close friends anymore. I've no friends. But remember, you've got family, you've got friends, I've got my wee dog, who's one of the best friends ever. He's just a wee cracker. And I think people should maybe understand just how much friendship there is with pets. I don't know what I'd do without my wee Benji's a wee darling, as those of you know that see him about or whatever. But anyway, you need to jump towards the new pond, and for that you need confidence. So find your confidence and just jump. Now, once you're in there, don't come over as, try and be body language that's open and out there rather than frowning or whatever. Be receptive to someone that comes and says, hiya, who are you? Right, come on, do you want to come and do this? Now, that's the first step, and then you, bit by bit, will build up friendships. Some will be there for a reason, some will be there for a season, and if you're very lucky, some will be there for life. So think about your ponds. Think about if your pond's a wee pond and you're the only person swimming in it, you need to get out that pond. You need to find the other ponds and you need to go for a swim. So get your goggles on, get your swimsuit and jump. And then let me know what happens, even if it's a year down the line, because I love to hear how friendships come about, particularly new friendships in new ponds. Keeping friendships, again, remember that some friendships are meant to be kept for life and some are meant to be just there for a wee while. Try and understand that, and then you won't feel bad when a friendship ends. If a friendship's dwindling and it's, you're needing another pond, or the person that you're friends with needs another pond, that's the other way of looking at it. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it to yourself. It's just one of these things. That person needs new people, and you maybe should take that as you need new people as well. So be nice to friendships that are ending, even if they're not ending so well. I hope at one point you'll be able to look back on them and think, that was good. I don't want to remember the end of that. I don't want to remember arguments. I don't want to remember blames or anything. I want to look back and go, do you know what? That was a good friendship. So try and do that, because it will allow you to be a more contented person as you go along. To keep friendships, you have to nurture them. And that can be as much as sending a text. It can be as much as saying, do you know, like my wee sis and I, we don't live close by, but we connect at least once a week on Skype. And then we meet up whenever we can, but we text and whatever, and it's a really good friendship because of that. And we love technology. We love the fact that we can't be around one another every week, face to face and giving cuddles, but we can sit on Skype. We can tell our stories. We can support one another in negative times. So remember, a wee bit up the backside for some people that say, I don't do technology. Well, if you're watching this, you do enough technology. The next step is to set up video call, to understand, to push yourself a wee bit more, because sometimes online and sort of technical friendships are at the start of things, and you may think you never meet that person, but I've seen people that have met up with friendships that maybe been in Australia, and a year and a half down the line they've gone to Australia to meet their best pal. So if you feel, technology is a wee bit above me, well, the fact that you're watching this, if you can watch this on a phone or on a laptop or whatever, you can do video call, believe me. Just push yourself. Make technology the other pond you're going to jump into, and nurture their friendships, Be there for people. Okay, you could have a lot going on at any time in your life. Excuse me, coffee. Before my voice goes and I need my caffeine. Nurture them. Look after your friendships, because believe me, you'll get it 100-fold back. As last year and even in the beginning of this year, I wasn't very well, and that just proved friendships to me. Friends and family were there for me. If I posted on the internet, I'm off work, I'm not seeing clients, I've got to change the way I work, I've got an autoimmune disease, I'm in bed with it, oh my God, I could have 40 or 50 people commenting saying, oh, we'll send you healing, or we'll send you a wee prayer, or our thoughts are with you. And then there was the ones that, friends that are closer, you know, maybe along their Larkhall or Motherwell or Straven, that'd be like, can I bring you something in? Do you need milk? Can we get to you? You know, what necessities do you need? And there was a few bunches of flowers. There was, oh, it was just lovely. And I would not then not thank that person. And I would not then feel that if they needed me, that I shouldn't be there for them. Of course I should be. Um, and that's just the way friendship works. So with friendships, I think the first thing is to not think about receiving, is to think about giving. Because if you go in with an open heart and prepared to give to people, you're more likely to make friends than if you go in saying, what can they give me? What can this group give me? No, go in ready to give. And that way you'll make friends, and you'll also use that giving to nurture your friendships. And remember to say some blessings and thanks every day for your friends. And if you are again in the position where you're wanting friends, yes, get ready to jump from pond to pond. Also give out a yearning to the universe. Let the universe know you're yearning. Sit and say that either your God or goddess or your deity or just your universe or consciousness, I'm lonely. I need a friend. Please help me find the way to that friend, or that friend their way to me. I'm yearning for that friendship. Please, universe, help me. And by giving that yearning out, believe me, the sort of cogs in the wheel will start. And then all you have to do is be prepared to work with them and push yourself out of your comfort zone, and the friendships will come. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful. It's just a wee chat before I sort of go off and have my own wonderful friendship time with my daughters initially, and then my wee sis, and then my husband might get a wee look in the next couple of weeks as well, and my wee dog definitely. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'll be doing more with the channel, encouraging more friendships, getting more people involved, trying maybe at one point live streams where you can all be part of it. I'll try and find that new level of technology, that new pond for myself, and I'll drag you screaming with me if I have to. So I hope you're all having a nice time, and just thank you. Use this video to say thank you for being my friends, because some of my best friends will be watching this and you all know who you are. And some of my acquaintances will be watching it, and some of my new people on YouTube will be watching it. So I'd just like to say to all of you, thank you for being my friend. I'm going to say it again because I really mean it. Thank you for being my friend. Your friendship means the world to me. I wouldn't be me without it, because you give me confidence, you give me a push to communicate and do what I do. And sometimes if I'm not feeling well, I need that so much. And it could be just a comment on Facebook or on YouTube, or someone texting me out the blue, or someone giving me a wee bunch of flowers, or my husband saying, come on, let's try this today, or blah, 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 or, you know, you look good, and my dog sort of licking my nose off, and all these things, they're my friendship patterns, and I am so blessed to have that friendship in my life. So once again, I'd like to say it. Thank you so much for being my friend. Many blessings. Bye now.